Good morning and welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. I'm Kim and I want to welcome all of you into my home as we tape this podcast all about knitting and spinning and dyeing of yarn and all craftiness. Um, I live outside of Lima, Ohio, and that's where this is podcast at. My husband is in this house. Well, not today, but usually. And my puppy dog Ginger Snap and my kitty cat Purdy. You might end up hearing my puppy dog throughout because she's got a nice little chewy toy right now. And she's not very quiet with them. Anyways, today is January 8th, and this is episode 149. Woo! So on Ravelry, you can find, I'm sorry, I'm just not thinking straight. On Ravelry, you can find me as NapiersKnits and Naturally Kim's Knitting. On Etsy, I'm NapiersKnits. I do have an Etsy store. Not much in it right now, but that will change soon. Instagram, I'm knitting_Kim. And on YouTube, Blogger, and WordPress, I'm Naturally Kim's Knitting. So we just had a visit from the dog warden. It has kind of thrown me off. And I'm looking and thinking, my dog's in the kennel. What? They had my dog license, and for some reason, they mailed it here, but then it got sent back. And so they hand delivered it. I tell you, kind of nice. Okay, I want to welcome each and every one of you into my home. It just makes me feel good that you guys want to come and visit me once a week. It truly does. So I've been doing a little, before I go to what's on my needles, sorry. I did have the winners for the last podcast. They were announced. So if you did not hear your name or you're not sure if you won, please go to last week's show notes and your name will be listed if you won. You have one more week from, let's say, Wednesday to claim your prize or it will be forfeited. I do apologize, but gotta put a stop to it sometime. Okay, we have a knit along going on right now. It's Finished Objects knit along. It's one that I do every month, and all you have to do is enter a picture and a pattern name for whatever you want to enter, and as long as it's finished in this month, that's it. You do have to be a member of Naturally Kim's Knitting podcast group. If you aren't, I apologize, but you just can't take part. I got the wiggles, don't I? Okay, then we have another knit along, which I don't know how many of you are doing it. Could you let me send me a note under here and let me know? It's Myla's Knit Corner. We're doing the Wonder Shawl. Beautiful, beautiful shawl. And I'm sorry. And Myla is going to donate a pattern, any pattern out of her store to the first person whose number I draw. Okay, let's see. Oh, and the Myla's knit along will be due, I think I said the end of this month. Yes, through January. I tell you, I'm not totally here and I don't know why. Let's see. Time for what's on my needles. Well, I don't have a whole lot on my needles. Oh, that I'm currently working on. Not a whole lot by my standards. So I did not finish this purple sock yet. It's still going along. I thought I was ready. Nope, I got it. Oh no, I should be ready for the cuff. At least on this one. So there's sock number 1. This is some of that yarn that I got from Wool Boppy. Getting ready for the ribbing. And I was going to say, I thought I started the ribbing on one of them. And there's sock number 2 with the ribbing up there. And yeah, I put the ribbed heel on to help give them a little bit snugger feel. These are a Christmas, well, okay, not a Christmas gift, but a gift for someone special. I can't tell you who. They might be listening. Okay, what else is on my needles? Well, I have it right here. I might as well show it to you. my next hat, chemo cap, I'm sometimes a little bit afraid to use yarn that I've hand spun because sometimes it can be itchy. This isn't. This was a merino nylon yarn. I hand spun it and I made it so that it was, I can't think of words today. Anyway, so that there's two colors on each strand. And I got this much finished. I'll be working on it again today. Just the ribbing. I just started the body of the hat. But I like the colors. And I hope I have enough yarn. I think I do. But so next will be the, it's not really pink. Anyways, a pink and a blue. Then we go down to orange and white. And so it will be fun to see how the colors work out on this. So there's that. Oh! This is Claire's little sweater. This is for my grandniece, Claire. The sweater name is actually Marion, which I just love because Marion was the name of my mother-in-law. And that's the, there went my show notes. That's what the pattern looks like. And this is by, oh, my hands are shaking. Tyga Hilliard Designs. So, yes, I have to pick my show notes up. You know, I've decided it's not a podcast if I don't knock something down, is it? I'm always having to bend over to get something. Well, I've been working on this little bit each night, generally after sock knitting. And this is where the buttons will be, on the right shoulder. And I am on the skirt, and I do the skirt until it's 11 inches from the waistline. And right now it's just the same pattern, there's no increases. But isn't that lovely? In fact, I've only got this much left of this skein, so I think I'm going to have to wrap my other skein. So, oh, it's not on the needle. Well, it's not quite finished. So, you know, I told you about the mistake I made with my roving. That was supposed to be for my granddaughter's sweater. It was supposed to be a blue, but Kool-Aid actually labels, they have two different flavors for their blue packages, and one is a red and one is a blue. Well, I put a combination of each, but I've decided red must dominate because, now I haven't washed these yet. This is just fresh off the spinning wheel. But, look at that. Then I'll be washing this and letting it hang, and I think a nice cowl would be nice. So after I wash it, I'll see what I do. I've got probably about that much that I need to separate and spin. So I'm happy with it. It's not a pinky pink, so I don't mind. That is actually about the true color of it. So yeah, happy with that. Then yesterday in the mail from Raw Fiber Arts Company, Etsy.com. There's the card. This is where I got the last roving from. I just got 8 ounces of merino nylon so that I can hopefully dye this correctly and make my and spin it up and then finish knitting my granddaughter's sweater. Yay! And I know I hug it a lot, but this is the softest roving. It is. Now, I haven't worked on the temperature afghan yet. I am going to be getting back to it. I just haven't yet. And the Christmas gnome hoodie, of course, I can't yet. Now, I showed you the one plain sock I got now, which means, wait, what happened to the others? This, I meant to put these on sock blockers. This is the straight and narrow road. If you can see, there is the straight and narrow, and then these represent trees and bushes and all kinds of things that you see alongside the road. And this is a gift for a dear friend. And this pattern will be free through, what's today? I told you what today was. I gotta think. I think through the 17th. But you do need to use the code SANR. SANR. It's available at Ravelry. So, yay! So, you remember my resolution was to get 12 patterns published this year? Number 1. And number 2 will be ready. I'm thinking I'm going to do socks for my father-in-law out of it, and it will be a plain yarn, because this is more of the yarn that I got from Wool Bothies, and my husband came up with the name Racing Stripes. But you can't really see the pattern. It doesn't do it justice on here, because it is, because say I trimmed those ends, because it is variegated, so it doesn't show as well. But once again, the ribbed heel. These are a Christmas gift, but I'm going to try taking a couple pictures, and possibly I'll get something posted on Friday or Saturday, and then I'll have it available for free for 1 week also. I do that because I don't have pattern testers. So if you know anybody who's interested in being a pattern tester, just have them PM me. So anyway, so there's this sock, and like I said, I will try to post it. I just don't know how the pictures will look. So yes, and the code for this will be RS, Racing Stripes. Okay, wow, I know, I'm going fast today. That's because I can't think straight, so I can't think of what I'll talk to you about. You know me, I chatter a lot, and I just don't know what to talk to you about. I do want to remind you that I am an affiliate with KnitPicks. Any KnitPicks yarn that I use, I usually put a link to KnitPicks, and then also under the fun stuff, I always post what KnitPicks has for sale for 20% off. So just click on that, go through there, and I get a couple pennies. Not a big deal, but hey, it helps. KnitPicks this month has their Shine Worsted and Sport Weight yarn on sale. So that's nice. Okay, so I've gotten one pattern published. Haven't done any soup kitchen socks. Didn't finish a chemo cap. I haven't spun any new fibers yet. And I'm working on a pattern for my queue, so that's good. Okay, so I've been letting you know what books I've been reading, and I'm now putting links to the review in the show notes. So if you want to read the review yourself, feel free. I read 2 kids' books called Camp Rolling Hills, book 1 and 2. They are the cutest little books. If you know somebody who's going to camp or who's been to camp, it's just filled with all kinds of hijinks and fun stuff. Then I read White Christmas by Tanya Stowe. If you've ever read Tanya Stowe, you know she's a really good writer. It wasn't a very long book, but it was a nice little Christmas read. And then What She Knew. Oh my goodness, this one was filled with intrigue. It was all around, it was about a main character who, she was doing well before the financial problems, and when I can't even think, when they happened, it relates her story. Very interesting, very fun. Okay, so guess what? This is short. I told you, I'm sorry, but it is. My shop update, all the yarn. I don't have any new yarn yet. I should have some next week, I hope. But my yarn is $18 plus shipping from NapiersKnits and Etsy. And if you want to see what's in the store, just go to my show notes and scroll down. And there at the bottom of the show notes. I might also put pictures at the beginning of the podcast too. I don't know if I've been talking fast or if it's just that I'm flabbergasted. I did want to share. You know, I've talked about this trip to the UK. You know what? It's a little bit more than 10 months away right now. 10 months. And, you know, I've been doing a lot of the footwork and the planning for this trip because the ladies figured I've been over there twice. So I could do the planning. Well, two of the ladies, they just want to be surprised. They said they'll be happy with whatever, except one of my dear friends did express an interest in going to England. So we're going to go to England too. So we're going to spend a few days in Ireland, a few days in Scotland, and a few days in England. But my one friend, Janie, hi Janie, who just had her first great grandbaby, she had called me last Thursday. She goes, Kim, I'm in town, because she lives a little bit farther out than I do. And she goes, I was wondering if we could get together and start talking about the trip. Sure, why not? So we probably spent, I have no idea how many hours hashing out things, but we still didn't come to a conclusion about England. Because we were going to stay in Salisbury and go to Stonehenge and Sarum. Instead, we're going to stay in London, which scares me to death because I don't understand the tube. Well, my friend says, if it's like the subway, I can figure it out. I said, okay. I said, we could stay in London if you could figure it out. So after that, I found a few houses from Airbnb. I found several tours because one of them's in London, but we want to see whatever we can see. So she's coming over this Thursday too, and we're gonna try to hash out some more because the other two girls, well, our whole little group is getting together on Monday, and we're gonna figure out what we need to do when. Like, I need to get the houses lined up soon because we need to make sure they're booked for us. And when we need to book airline tickets and tours and trains. And I think we're taking a train from Scotland to London. And yeah, it's and a plane from Ireland to Scotland. So yeah, we have to figure all those things out. But I'm just so tickled and happy. And thanks to that little bit of talking, I made my podcast go a little longer. I apologize for that. Anyways, friends, I know this has been a brief visit, but I truly, truly enjoyed talking with you. And I know that, well, I hope that you'll forgive me for being scatterbrained. I don't know what's wrong there, but today's just an off day. I want to thank you very much for watching. And oh my goodness, I couldn't remember my ending for a minute. I hope you have a successful week of crafting. I hope you don't make any mistakes, but if you do, I hope they're little ones, easy ones to correct. Big hugs to each and every one of you, and I love you, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.